Oh yeah, no, sorry.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our March 2nd Dunellen Borough Council meeting. Our first order of business on the agenda is a call to order and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. So please join. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item number 2 is the reading of the Sunshine Statement and roll call by Mrs. Lauren Statz, our municipal clerk.
This meeting of the Dunellen Borough Council is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. This meeting of March 2nd, 2026 was included in a list of meetings that was advertised in the Courier on January 8th, 2026. And as a teleconference was noticed on the official Dunellen website on February 26, 2026, and on the public bulletin board on North Avenue on February 26, 2026, and has remained continuously posted as the required notice. Mayor Salento?
Present.
Council President Lance?
Here.
Mrs. Albertson?
Here.
Mrs. Rios?
Here.
Mr. Scott?
Here.
Mr. Sigmund?
Here.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Here.
Okay, before we move on to the next item on our agenda, just two quick things. First, I just want to say up front, thank you to the Department of Public Works and our emergency services for their work during the snowstorm last weekend, for the work that they did during the storm and the days afterwards. So if we can say thank you by a round of applause for them, I would appreciate that. And in a moment of seriousness, I would just ask for a moment of silence for the soldiers who passed in the military conflict going on in Iran. Let's pray for safety of our men and women in service and our armed services. In regards to how you feel about the events, we should be thinking of them and praying for them. And of course, for world peace and freedom of tyranny wherever it is in our world. And so if we could just have a moment of silence for them. Okay, thank you. God bless our troops. Next up on the agenda, we have 3 proclamations. We have a proclamation honoring March as Women's History Month, proclamation recognizing March as Youth Art Month, and a third one recognizing the importance of Girl Scouts to today's girls. And we're joined by special guests from the troops here today. But first up is honoring March as Women's History Month. And so I've asked that the councilwomen who represent read the proclamation.
One. Oh, you have it. Whereas throughout history, women have made significant contributions to the growth and strength of our borough, county, state, nation, and the world in countless ways. And whereas the 2026 Women's History Month theme established by the National Women's History Alliance is titled Leading the Change, Women Shaping a Substantial Future. The theme expands our understanding of our sustainability beyond just environmental concerns, encompasses financial sustainability, community resilience, leadership, succession, and intergenerational equity. Whereas through leadership, innovation, and ingenuity, generations of women have made significant contributions in science, medicine, technology, business, politics, entrepreneurship, labor, and arts and culture.
And whereas women have been leaders in securing their own rights of suffrage and equal opportunity, and in the abolition of emancipation, industrial labor, civil rights, and peacebuilding, have created a fairer and just society for all, and
Whereas, whether serving in elected positions across America, leading groundbreaking civil rights movements, venturing into unknown frontiers, or programming revolutionary technologies, generations of women opened new doors and had a profound and positive impact on our community. Should I go?
Yeah.
Now therefore be it proclaimed that Mayor Jason F. Salento and the Dunellen Borough Council recognize March 2026 as Women's History Month in the Borough of Dunellen and encourage residents to join us in celebrating the many ways women past and present have shaped the world.
Okay, thank you. And thank you, Councilwomen, for your service to our community. Next up is a proclamation recognizing Youth Art Month, and Councilmember Sigmund, as a liaison to the Arts Commission, is going to be reading that proclamation.
So whereas art education contributes powerful educational benefits to all elementary, middle, and secondary students, including developing students' creative problem-solving and critical thinking abilities. And whereas art education teaches sensitivity to beauty, order, and other expressive qualities, and gives students a deeper understanding of multicultural values and beliefs. And whereas art programs foster self-expression and confidence in young people, allowing them to communicate their thoughts, emotions, and experiences in meaningful ways. And whereas participation in the arts has been linked to improved academic performance, enhanced motor skills, and higher levels of student engagement. And whereas the arts provide a foundation for lifelong appreciation and enjoyment, encouraging cultural enrichment and community engagement. And whereas the Borough of Dunellen, in conjunction with the Dunellen Arts Inclusion and Culture Commission, strives to provide and encourage programs that afford the public great opportunities to experience arts and culture in Dunellen. Now therefore it be it proclaimed that Mayor Jason F. Salento and the Dunellen Borough Council recognize March 2026 as Youth Art Month in the Borough of Dunellen and encourage residents to join us in celebrating the arts and how they inspire creativity and support a diverse and inclusive community.
Okay, thank you, Councilman. Next is a proclamation recognizing the importance of Girl Scouts to today's Girl Scouts. And we have Addison, Cassandra, Nancy, Megan, and Raina. Am I pronouncing it correct? Okay, thank you. Here to read the proclamation, if you ladies would mind joining us up front. Microphone's right there.
Whereas March 12th, 2026 marks the 114th anniversary of Girl Scouts of the USA, the largest, most impactful leadership of programs for girls in the world, and whereas March 8th, 14th, 2026 is National Girl Scout Week, and since their beginnings, Girl Scouts has emphasized public service and civic engagement and has fostered a sense of community in Girl Scouts, and whereas Girl Scouts works to champion the ambitions, cultivate the talents, and develop the skills of girls to confidently pursue their passions and make the world a better place. And whereas Girl Scouts work to champion the ambitions, cultivate the talents, and develop the skills of girls confidently pursue their passions and make the world a better place. And Girl Scouts offers girls 21st century programming in science, technology, engineering, and math. The outdoors, entrepreneurship, and beyond, helping girls develop invaluable life skills and whereas Girl Scouts Heart of New Jersey serves over 12,000 girls in their council across central Jersey, including girls and adult volunteers in Dunellen. Now, therefore, it proclaimed that Mayor Jason F. Salento and the Dunellen Borough Council commend the Girl Scout movement and Heart of New Jersey Council for providing girls with safe, inclusive, all-girl space where they can hone their skills and develop leadership abilities.
Great work. Do you mind joining us up here real quick? We've got a Borough of Dunellen lapels for you.
Oh.
Keep up the great work. And if you look at the council, you can tell the council is majority women. So maybe one day you'll be sitting on your serving council women, or maybe replacing me. Although I don't plan to be here. That one, so. So, do you mind if we get a photo with you? Okay. Do we want to be a future council person or mayor? No. I know, today's society, public service, and politicians isn't always the best, but you got a little while to think. Once you start paying taxes, you'll, the difference is big. Great work.
Great job, girl.
Yeah.
You okay with that? Okay. Not you, Paul.
But if it's art, you guys love art, you're gonna be women and you're real family. Yeah. Come on down.
So do you mind, Terry, one of you guys want to come around this way?
Yeah. Look this way.
Over here first. Great job, brother.
Huh?
I signed.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I know.
Okay.
Make 'em cool.
Have a good one. And please, you're welcome to stay if you want a civic lesson in local government. Always welcome to stay. Next on the agenda is item number 5. We have, 4, approval of our regular meeting minutes. Can I have a motion and second on regular meeting minutes of our February 17th council meeting?
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Albertson.
Any comments, additions, or edits to the meeting minutes as they currently stand? Without hearing any, roll call, please.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Land?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
She said yes, yeah. Do we up that a
Scott?
little bit?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Okay, item number 5 is a presentation. Tonight's presentation will be done by Gabe Baylor, the municipal planner and also the planner for the planning board, Harbor Consultants. This is on South Second Street redevelopment plan, amended Dunellen downtown redevelopment plan, and on the affordable housing ordinance review that the state requires that we are in compliance with. So, Mr. Baylor, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Salento, Mayor Salento, members of the council. Gabe Baylor with Harbor Consultants. So tonight, we're going to do a presentation regarding the affordable housing requirements of the borough. This has been a long process. Nearly 2 years ago, the state changed its 4th round regulations, adopt new regulations and new policies. in 2024, and it's been a process with the borough in terms of preparing an affordable housing plan, being challenged by the affordable housing plan by Fair Share Housing Center, which they challenge every municipality's affordable housing plan throughout the state, going for court, going back and forth, and then reaching a settlement agreement in terms of providing the borough's affordable housing requirements and producing a necessary affordable housing, the state mandates, as well as approving the necessary administrative documents related to affordable housing. So tonight, I'm going to go over the three land use documents as well as the administrative documents that is before the mayor and council tonight to be considered to be adopted, necessary to meet the deadline of March 16th, 2026. This deadline has been determined by the state that all affordable housing ordinances, requirements, redevelopment plans, administrative documents has to be approved by the mayor and council by March 16th, 2026, necessary for the borough to be protected from any builder's remedy lawsuits until 2035. So this, in terms of where we are, there's three ordinances, land use ordinances. There's the South Second Redevelopment Plan, there's the amended Downtown Redevelopment Plan, and the affordable housing ordinances. These are all land use law ordinances. So per the municipal land use law, it's a process where they have to be introduced by the mayor and council, go to the planning board for consistency, and then back here tonight, the mayor and council be considered to be adopted. These ordinances were introduced on February 16th, and they were reviewed by the planning board on February 23rd, and they were deemed consistent. And as mentioned, all these documents need to be approved by March 16th, 2026. So let's start talking about the South Second Redevelopment Plan. The first process for this, it was declared an area needed redevelopment in 2023. And I'll show you a map in terms of where it is located. It directly borders Piscataway, and it's a really unique redevelopment plan where a portion of the property is going to be in a portion of the redevelopment, one comprehensive redevelopment is going to be in Dunellen, and the other portion is Piscataway. In Dunellen, there's going to be 24 market rate stacked townhomes with 6 affordable housing units. This was identified as the major component, the primary component, what they call realistic development potential of providing the affordable housing. So to mandate and to conform with the affordable housing requirements, this redevelopment plan is required to be adopted and approved because it provides 6 affordable housing units, which is the primary mechanism for Dunellen to provide its affordable housing requirement. So this in terms of redevelopment plan provides, it's the overlying zoning. It permits the uses, the setbacks, the parking requirements, the building coverage, also provides architectural standards, landscape and streetscape standards. And this property is now, it's a warehouse industrial property, and the property that's shaded in red is the portion that's in Dunellen. And this is the comprehensive development where you see a portion is in Dunellen, the other portion is Piscataway. Piscataway is going to be 140 townhomes. And as you can see to the left is the Nell property. So this is, in terms of site plan, we develop, but there's a possibility to be connected to the Nell property, creating one comprehensive redevelopment area. So this is the property, Dunellen, and as mentioned, it's going to be 24 stacked townhomes. These are all concept plans. This would provide some illustration of these stacked townhomes, and there'll be 6 affordable housing units. So as mentioned, this is the primary mechanism for the borough of Dunellen to provide its affordable housing requirement of 6 units, and you also be eligible for a bonus credit of 1. The second mechanism is the amended downtown redevelopment plan. So the leftover balance is called the unmet need. The remaining balance will be maintained, or this the downtown redevelopment plan. Any future development within the downtown redevelopment plan area will now require 20% set aside. Originally was 15%. So we amended the downtown redevelopment plan to be consistent with the foreground regulations and requirements, updated the language, and to make sure that any future development within the downtown redevelopment plan area of Dunellen provides its necessary requirements of affordable housing so the borough can be compliant with its redevelopment plan. So the second land use ordinance tonight is amending the downtown redevelopment plan to increase the affordable housing set aside from 15%, which was the previous round, now to 20%, and also update some language related to the fourth round requirements. The third land use ordinance to be consideration tonight is the affordable housing ordinance. The affordable housing ordinance established affordable housing programs and regulation administering affordable housing within the borough. It is updated with the fourth round requirements and regulations. I will be frank and honest that this template was provided by the state. Since that time, I think probably a month, maybe 3 weeks ago, they changed the model 3 different times. So there's been edits back and forth. The borough's affordable housing attorney had reviewed it and made some comments, but there is a chance that this will have to be amended again. But in order to be protected, we have to make sure this is approved by the Borough Council by March 16th. So those are the 3 land use ordinances that are introduced and deemed consistent by the planning board and under consideration for the mayor and council tonight. The next documents are related to affordable housing administrative documents, and these are also requirements to be adopted by the March 16th deadline. The first item is the affordable housing spending plan. This is all projections. It provides an estimate for development fees, payment in lieu for 2025 to 2035. The existing balance right now is $154,460. An estimate is projected 2035 is $182,240. Within this spending plan, there's countless clauses that this will be amended based on actual real world data, real world development fees collected. So this is something that's required, but will be changed based on actual real world circumstances related to development fees. The next document is the permanent marketing plan. This sets for the policies where affordable housing units be set are marketed and necessary to be rented or for sale. The borough's affordable housing administrative agent, as well as consultation with the borough's municipal housing liaison, manage the process of affirmative market related affordable housing units. The next document is the operating manual, and this sets forth the policy of the review requirements, marketing, income eligibility, ownership program, rental program, and monitoring enforcement. And as with the previous document, it's administered by the borough's administrative agent as well as the borough's municipal housing liaison. The next document is affordability assistance manual and sets for the policies for affordable assistance manuals such as rent payments, affordable units, emergency repairs for affordable units, down payments and closing costs for sale, affordable housing units if applicable, and repairs for affordable housing units. And the borough's administrative agent consultation, borough's municipal housing liaison manages this. And those are the documents, the administrative documents, and as a clause, as mentioned several times, all of these have to be adopted by March 16, 2026, I'm sorry, necessary the borough to be protected from builders' remedy lawsuits until 2035. So these are the documents for consideration tonight for the mayor and council. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Baylor. Is Jessica Almeida, our housing attorney, on? She on?
She was supposed to be, but I think she got caught.
Got caught up in
Yeah.
the-
Is she on?
I'm here. I am here.
Anything else you want to add before we open the floor to mayor and council for questions?
No, I think Gabe got it all. The only one thing I will add is that once we adopt these, we do retain immunity for the next 10 years, but there will be what's called a midpoint review in 5 years where we look to make sure that everything that we adopted is working.
Okay. Thank you, Jessica.
No problem.
So, council, any questions for Mr. Gabe? Okay, would you arguably say we're in a better position with the affordable housing compliance and the amount of units we need to build than other towns?
Absolutely, absolutely. My office prepared 10
100%.
plans, and this is,
Can you mute Jessica?
the Dunellen is in the best position compared to other plans I'm working on. So I think it's a testament to the history of Dunellen providing affordable housing, be compliant. Congratulations to the mayor and council for that.
Well, thank you, and I think it's a good foundation that guy right over there gave us, so we're not paying for it at the end like some towns are paying for it. The one thing I will just, it's an educational moment to the public, because I know everybody has a concern about redevelopment and what's going on, right? You see that word, builder's remedy? Lawsuits? That's how the state, through coordination with contractors, has every municipality by the neck. Because if you don't do the zoning, builder can come in and claim that you're not providing this opportunity. And therefore, your individual zoning laws get thrown up to the courts. And my personal opinion is we have activist courts. You're basically throwing your zoning out the window. So what we've been doing here in Dunellen has been a controlled and measured approach. A lot of towns you're seeing are faced to actually overlaying and putting into their single family zones. We refuse to do that here in Dunellen. Everything that we're doing and related to affordable housing is in blighted industrial sites that are depreciating and basically falling apart, or in the downtown for mixed use around a train station where it makes sense. For those who do have concerns around redevelopment, I can tell you, as long as I'm mayor, we're not pushing this into single family zoning, because single family zoning, owning a house, is the American dream. So we're doing it where it makes sense in our redevelopment plan, which is all of Route 28. You know, it's a downtown corridor, it makes sense. But that foresight from past administration that I had the privilege serving with, and what we've continued with certain amendments, has given us the ability to only walk out of this with 6 units versus some towns have hundreds, and I think one might even have like 1,000 or 2. So we are best positioned to make sure that we're doing this at a sustainable growth and use it as a form of economic development, where redevelopment actually is supposed to be used, not overdevelopment and high density housing. That just does not make sense. So, but it's also with the vision areas of people like Gabe, who have been working with us the past several years. So thank you for your service too, Gabe.
Thank you, Mayor.
I just say that as a footnote, because I don't think many people realize what we're doing it on the ground here is a controlled manner compared to what other towns are being forced to do. Even though we're doing it for economic development means, and other towns are being forced because they've not done it, or the state's just coming in heavy. And all honesty, the state's expectations are a little bit unfair, if you ask me personally. But nonetheless, we're going to do it. We're going to be in compliance, and we're going to do it the way we've always done it, our way. Thank you, Gabe.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council.
I will open we can open the floor to the public for each individual ordinance that we have. That's what we'll do. Okay. Okey doke. So we have the 3 ordinances tonight: 2026-3, 2026-4, and 2026-5. The young Girl Scout that is here. So ordinances are the laws of the land, local laws. Resolutions, which you'll hear a little later, are approving basically things for the daily operations of municipality. So what we're going to pass tonight are going to be the laws of the land, at least for the next 10 years under the affordable housing. And tonight it's a public hearing and adoption. That's because we've already introduced it. So an introduction is you just read it out to the public. You provide the public the opportunity over a course of a period of time statutorily to come to the clerk's office, go online, read the ordinance, and then come back to a council meeting such as tonight and be able to hear it out. Sometimes there's presentations, but it gives you the opportunity when we open up to public comment and questions to voice your concerns or support or whatever you want to say about specific ordinance. That gives the opportunity for then mayor and council, before they deliberate on it themselves, to hear from the public. So that's what you're going to be hearing the process right now. Okay. Okey doke. Can I have a motion and second to go into public comment and question for 2026-03, an ordinance of the Borough of Dunellen in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, adopting an amended and restated Dunellen Downtown Redevelopment Plan Phase 1.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandenberg.
Okay, at this time, we'll open the floor to the public. If you have any questions or comments specifically to 2026-3, which is the amendment of the redevelopment plan to include South 2nd Street, correct? Project? Okay. Would you mind pushing the microphone back for him?
Jeff Best, 401 Madison Avenue. As I remember when we were discussing the redevelopment project for the Nell, several citizens voiced the concern that they did not want the Nell to be connected into South Second Street.
So thank you for bringing that up. To correct the record, Mr. Baylor, that will remain its emergency service entrance and exit. Yeah, it won't be directly connected like that.
I mean, this is all, so plan, final plan will be developed in a site plan approval, which is fourth plan. So these are all concepts.
Okay.
Nothing is.
I bring that up because the residents were assured that that would not happen. The second thing, that I have a question on this is this considered a spot zone?
My opinion, no, it's an extension of the redevelopment of the Dell project. And in ways you kind of see the extension of the downtown area itself. Which is, by my opinion, one comprehensive redevelopment area, redevelopment plan. So my opinion, it fits in with the redevelopment area of downtown plan as well as the Nell, which is part of the downtown redevelopment.
But this change to the voting and the redevelopment is specifically for this one piece of property.
So there's things put into place statutorily. God bless you. First and foremost, if a property is viewed like blighted, that it's clearly old warehousing, and I can tell you some of the things that the cops have to deal with back there, plus some of the things we have, and you know, this is a very, a great improvement to the area. The other thing is there's a process. It's called, an area need a redevelopment study that has to go first foremost. So basically, planners and the attorneys and engineers look at the parcel. In this case, it's privately owned. And they do a review and do an analysis based upon certain metrics. Does this fit an area in need of redevelopment? If so, does it fit to a redevelopment plan? So the attorneys have been all involved on this, and I can assure you, Jessica, if you want to speak to it, our attorneys would not want to put us in a position. So that's the process it went through, and then it goes after we do that initial, yeah, let's do the study, it goes to planning board. Planning board has to do a review, gets kicked back to us, and then we designate it as an area in need of redevelopment, and then we develop a redevelopment plan around it to say what can actually be built there. It's
my understanding this is currently zoned as industrial,
correct.
and would this be a permitted use to that zoning? Or is this going to be a change to the zone?
We're
The
changing.
redevelopment plan becomes the zoning for the area. It lays out all the bulk standards for the property that's in the redevelopment plan.
Okay, my question's been answered. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Best, thank you. Any other members of the public, please state your name and your residency, and we're happy to answer your questions. It's not spot zoning. Okay, without hearing any from the public, we'll open the floor to mayor and council. Okay, so we'll close the portion for discussion to mayor and council, and we'll take a roll call.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
Or Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Okay, can we have a motion and second on 2026-04 to move into public comment and question for ordinance of the Borough of Dunellen in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, adopting a redevelopment plan for block 85, lot 3 on the official tax maps of the borough.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Albertson.
At this time, we'll open the floor to the public to ask your questions. We just ask that you state your name and your residency, and we're here to answer your questions. Without hearing any, we'll open the floor to the mayor and council for discussion. Okay, thank you. Can we take a roll call, please?
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Okay. Item number 3, can I have a motion and second to enter into public comment and question for 2026-05, an ordinance establishing affordable housing program requirements and adopting regulations governing the administration of very low, and moderate income housing units?
Move it, Albertson.
Second, Sigmund.
Public, if you have any questions or concerns, you can state your name and your residency, and we're here to address those concerns specifically around 2026-05. I will say, I think it's relevant because I know that property is relevant to our plan. I think it's good that we're recognizing that affordable housing is not just market rate and affordable rentals. We're doing our first affordable housing units that are for sale, which again, as I stated earlier, is important because owning property is equity and equity is overall generational wealth, and it's the American dream. So I think this is a good opportunity for us to continue seeking opportunities for sale affordable housing. So I'll just put that on record. Okay, did we move into the? Okay, so if we don't hear any members from the public, open it to the mayor and council. Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios. Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Okay, item number 8 on the agenda is resolutions. We have resolutions 86 through 93. If Mrs. Stett, you can read them out and give mayor and council opportunity to ask questions if we have any.
Resolution number 86 is to pay the bills.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandermark.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 87 is approving an affordable housing trust fund spending plan.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandermark.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 88 is approving an affordable housing affirmative marketing plan.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Albertson.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 89 is approving an affordable housing operating manual.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandermark.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Gabe. Good work.
Resolution number 90 is the resolution approving an affordability assistance manual.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandermark.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 91 is to hire staff for the Dunellen Recreation Department Spring Break Camp.
Move it, Scott.
Second, Al.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 92 is to transfer appropriation reserves for the 2025 operating accounts.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandermark.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 93 is approving a car show for the Dunellen Downtown Management Organization.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Lamb.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Stats. Item number 8 on the agenda is council reports this evening. This is
I have two
Councilwoman
reports.
Vandermark.
Okay, the first one is about the fire department. During February of 2026, the fire department responded to 42 emergency incidents, 81 emergency responses to date. Crews stood by and responded to several incidents during the recent snowstorm. Crews also assisted EMS with several calls clearing snow and assisting with lifting during the snowstorm. On Tuesday, following the storm, crews cleared all hydrants of snow. We would like to thank those residents and business owners that cleared the hydrants on or near their properties. During February, on the 9th, held the monthly officers meeting and department work drill. The 11th held a demonstration of new Hearst hydraulic rescue tools. The 18th and the 22nd held a mandatory blood-borne pathogens and HAZCOM drill. On the 18th, attended the county fire chiefs meeting. The 22nd, 23rd, crews stood by at the firehouse during the snowstorm. The 24th, crews cleared hydrants of any remaining snow. On the 25th, held monthly fire company meeting. We are happy to see a number of residents to join the department over the past few months. The fire department is still looking for new members to join our department. Membership is open to anyone 16 to 18 as a junior member. A full member is open to anyone over 18. Visit our website, www.dunellenfd.com, or email joindfd@dunellenfd.com for more information. Okay, and then the second, it's about the rescue squad. February, the Dunellen Rescue Squad responded to 26 calls for service within the borough of Dunellen and 1 call into Bound Brook, with a total of 927 on-duty man-hours volunteered. Our members also volunteered an additional 177 off-duty hours spent in training, attended meetings, work drills, and celebrations. Highlights of the month of February. On the 2nd, members attended the Dunellen Borough Council meeting. The 7th, the squad held their annual installation of officers and awards dinner. The squad wants to thank Mayor Jason Salento, Councilwoman Terry Albertson, Councilwoman Trina Rios, Councilwoman Liz Vandermark for joining us in our celebrations. The 1st through the 8th, the first week of the month was hard for several members of the rescue squad who responded to 3 separate calls for CPR. Sadly, none resulted in a CPR save. A special thank you for the assistance from Dunellen Police Department on all 3 calls. OEM on 1 call, and the quick response of Dunellen Fire Department Chaplain Dave Morgan on that same CPR call. On the 13th, members held a movie night where they watched the movie Code 3. A great time was had by all. The 15th, members attended the viewing for Dunellen firefighter Gregory Myers. The 16th, members attended the funeral of Dunellen firefighter Gregory Myers. Our hearts go out to his family and his department. On the 16th, the organization held its monthly meeting. The 17th, members attended the Dunellen Borough Council meeting, and on the 18th, members attended a special meeting discussing the future of the squad. We look forward to our continued ability to serve the company of Dunellen and provide emergency medical services.
Yes. Police Department, during the February 22nd blizzard, the police department issued 133 snow parking ordinance violations, and 33 vehicles were towed to ensure our roadways remained accessible for emergency vehicles and snow removal operations. We appreciate everyone's cooperation in helping keep our streets safe during the storm. Dunellen Public Library update. Please take a moment to visit the library's Facebook page and website to stay informed about upcoming programs and events for residents of all ages. The library continues to offer a small food pantry and coat drive for those who need supplemental assistance within our community. At this time, the library is still seeking applicants for a part-time bookkeeper position and a full-time director position. Please contact us at info@dunellenlibrary.org. Additionally, the front stairs of the Dunellen Public Library are currently being repaired. During this time, please use the ramp to enter the building. We appreciate your patience and apologize for the minor inconvenience. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Councilwoman Albertson.
Finance Committee. Our finance team has met with our auditors and departments to review budget requests and calculate all non-departmental expenses. We expect to schedule a meeting with the Finance Committee in the near future. Friends of the Dunellen Public Library, a women's history presentation will take place at the library on March 25th at 6:30 p.m. as we welcome Betsy Ross to Dunellen as she shares her story with us. The open air market begins on May 3rd with our annual collaboration with Downtown Dunellen Management Organization's Spring into Wellness. The market opens at 11 a.m. For information on being a vendor, please contact the Friends of the Dunellen Public Library. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We're already at that time again.
Yeah.
Wow. Time flies when you're having fun. Council President?
Yes, for recreation, Saturday morning basketball came to an end for the season. A heartfelt thank you goes out to Austin Clark, Darren Watts, and all our dedicated volunteer parent coaches for their time and effort in making this program a success. We are seeking parent volunteers for Spring Open Soccer, which is a low commitment program. Each grade level will meet once a week for casual practice games. The number of volunteer coaches will determine how many children can participate in the program. And registration for baseball and softball closes next Monday, March 10th. Spots are filling up quickly, so we encourage residents to register soon to avoid missing out on another fantastic spring season. And finally, the Easter egg hunt is right around the corner. It's scheduled for March 29th at Columbia Park, starting promptly at 1 p.m. This event is exclusively for children in pre-K through 3rd grade and Dunellen residents. Remember to bring a basket and don't be late. Stick around after the hunt for a photo opportunity with the Easter Bunny.
Okay, thank you, Council President. I saw the Easter Bunny was in Dunellen, throwing snowballs around. So, I hope nobody drops his basket of eggs in retaliation. Councilman Sigmund?
Yes, I will try to get through this as quickly as that blizzard did last week. So on Sunday, February 22nd, the borough was struck by a blizzard that lasted into Monday morning, bringing approximately 20 inches of snow. The DPW crew worked tirelessly from Sunday night through Monday morning, clearing and salting all borough streets, sidewalks, and parking lots. After the storm, the crew widened several busy crosswalks and key intersections throughout the borough to improve safety and accessibility. The DPW crew appreciates the police department's assistance in removing vehicles from the streets during the snowstorm, and their support has greatly aided the plowing process and reduced the need for additional clearing where cars had been parked. The DPW crew is also grateful to Chief Scott for providing breakfast sandwiches on Monday morning. I believe it was Taylor ham, egg and cheese, pork roll, egg and cheese. Cheese was mandatory. And for the Board of Education, the board met on February 24th, sharing lots of important information. Although the construction project at Faber is roughly a week behind schedule, they are confident that they will be back on track within the next phase. And they also announced a reduction in the estimated cost of the project. Due to the recent snow day, a calendar change is necessary, changing April 29th to a full day of school. The discussion also covered upcoming budgetary needs, specifically regarding rising healthcare costs, anticipated flat state aid, and various policy changes. Consequently, additional funding will be required for the next fiscal year. And while the board has the legal authority to increase their portion of the tax levy by up to 29%, we are maintaining an active dialogue with them to stay informed on any further developments regarding this potential increase. And finally, the special meeting that to discuss Dan Ross's contract extension has been canceled. Mr. Ross has withdrawn his request for an extension and has instead submitted his resignation as superintendent effective June 30th, 2026. And that is all for me.
Okay, thank you. If you plan to ask questions of the Board of Education or the business administrator, who I'm aware is the one who made the 29% comment, I'd be curious to know how much they have in surplus to maybe offset that tax burden to our residents. So maybe find that out.
I do recall the previous budget conversation they had at the earlier meeting this year. Their budget was described as one to be proud of. With, I think it was 12.7 million
For surplus.
for surplus, yes.
Well, I think that's the answer. Not a 29% tax increase. Thank you. Councilman Scott?
Short report tonight for buildings and grounds. It was already mentioned, following the recent deep freeze, the 2 library steps for the bluestone treads came loose. DPW blocked off the area for safety, and Alex Miller has contacted the contractor to begin repairs. And the contractor has been working on the foundation over the past few days and expect to be completed this week. That's my report.
Okay, thank you.
And pork roll, not Taylor.
I agree with you. Taylor Ham's the brand, pork rolls the meat. So anyway, people lose votes on that, so we everyone should be careful. Okey doke. So I just want to say thank you to the first responders, to the Dunellen Police Department, Fire Department, and Rescue Squad, for their swift, prompt, and professional response to a resident who had called in a medical emergency during the January snowstorm. They reached out to me to provide details and also provide their positive experience with the members of each department and the smooth response of all involved, despite the harsh conditions, of course, in that winter storm. So we're truly grateful for our dedicated first responders in our community, and you have our gratitude. But I just wanted to put that on record that the resident did reach out and sang your praises. So congratulations and God bless you for what you continue to do. Thank you. Flashing beacons on North Avenue. The push button RRFBs at North Avenue and Jackson, Prospect Avenue, and Lincoln Avenue were activated on February 19th. The RRFB at Boundbrook Road and Sanford Avenue is having a technical problem. And that was reported by the New Jersey Transit rep for Dunellen. And so it'll be worked on, of course. And just a note, the project was funded through redevelopment community benefit dollars, so they were installed at no cost to the taxpayer, because we believe that developers who are building here also have a corporate partnership and social responsibility to our community beyond just their investment. Washington Avenue Streetlight Project, expecting PSE&G to be back on that project soon to work on the wiring. You'll see that at least north to the bridge they installed. Did they do in front of St. John's? I didn't get past there. Okay. New Jersey American Water has started working on water main replacement project on 2nd Street between Madison Avenue and Lincoln Avenue. They expect this project to take about 4 weeks to complete. After American Water completes the 2nd Street project, they plan to replace the water main on Fairview Avenue, which has had 3 water main breaks in the last year. The project will include replacing a 1,700 linear foot water main that was installed in the 1950s with an 8-inch ductile water main that services 57 residents. So in addition to the new water main, each residential home will receive new water service, new fire hydrant will replace the old ones, and of course, we expect the roads will be fully paved after that work is done. 2nd Street Phase 2 project, Madison Avenue to Washington Avenue. CME is scheduling a pre-construction meeting with the contractor. So this project will include the removal and replacement of severely damaged curbs and sidewalks, driveways and aprons, minor storm drain improvements, removal and replacement of trees, enhanced Shade Tree Commission will appreciate the replacement of trees, enhanced striping, and milling and paving of the street. And this is part of an NJDOT municipal aid grant that we got. We got a funding for Phase 1 of 2nd Street a couple of years back, which has been completed. That was from Middlesex to Madison. This is Phase 2, Madison to Washington. And then we got a grant this past year for Phase 3, which is Washington to Jefferson. So in effect, all of 2nd Street will be done by grants. So that's always good for the taxpayer. Okie doke. That's it for my report this evening. And where are we on the agenda? Okay, no council discussions this evening. Item number 9, 10, department head reports. IT. Do you ever have a report? You're doing a good job ITing. Legal? As always, that's music to my ears. Clerk, registrar?
No report tonight, Mayor.
Okay. Police? Okay. OEM?
Yeah, this is great.
Oh,
First of all, I'd like to, DPW and the police department again for doing emergency, protective measures in terms of clearing our streets so that we don't have other incidents. And also, like to, also mention the fact that, the fire department and CERT in terms of standing by in case there was any additional measures that we have to take for the snowstorm. This Saturday, we had a training session with our CERT members on doing PDAs, which are preliminary damage assessments, which is something that you have to do if you want to get reimbursement for any expenses incurred during a disaster. We declared Dunellen as in a state of emergency for the snowstorm, as many other municipalities have. And therefore, once it's declared, and the governor also declared the state in a state of emergency, that basically starts to set the stage for reimbursement to the municipalities that incur expenses. They also did some training on IMT, which is incident management training, because these CERT members can potentially not only do PDAs and help towns to expedite that process of finding out what kind of expenses that we incur, but they can also serve in the capacity of our EOC. So we did some training on that, and the much dreaded FEMA forms. Nobody wants to do FEMA forms, but they learn about through those forms. Today, we actually officially submitted a PDA for reimbursements to our town, again, for the fine work that the police department and DBW especially did. So we're trying to see if we reach a threshold in the state, okay, all the municipalities, what they do, they do their PDAs, and we reach a certain threshold in the state, then we may be able to get some reimbursement for that. So that PDA was submitted successfully today, and thank you for all the cooperating departments that gave me the figures to do that. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mosley, and for the work that you and your team do as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rescue Squad?
Janet Best for the Dunellen Rescue Squad. Mayor Salento mentioned he received a letter from a patient giving a shout out to the department. As the HIPAA compliance officer for the Rescue Squad, I will let you know I have expressed permission to absolutely share this letter with the council. So I want to read it into the record if you don't mind.
okay.
Okay. Mayor Salento.
Hold on one second. Legally, we're good?
If you've got the authorization.
Okay.
Okay. I am Mayor Salento. I am writing you to thank the men and women of the Dunellen Police Department, First Aid Squad, Fire Department, and JFK Hospital paramedics who responded to my house on Sunday, January 25th. On that day, while removing snow during the snowstorm, I experienced a sudden flutter in my chest, followed by dizziness, sweating, and nausea. I immediately stopped what I was doing and went inside my house and asked my wife to call 911. I felt like I was going to pass out and thought I was having a heart attack. Within minutes, the Dunellen police officer, Paul Condit, arrived and began to reassure me that the First Aid Squad and paramedics were en route. Officer Condit brought a sense of calm to the situation as we engaged in conversation, which helped divert my attention from the symptoms I was experiencing. The Dunellen First Aid Squad ambulance arrived incredibly fast, and the EMTs immediately began to assess my condition. They were extremely professional and carefully transported me to Somerset Hospital in less than perfect weather conditions. Well, definitely less than perfect. The paramedics from JFK Hospital also arrived quickly, considering there was close to a foot of snow on the ground. And paramedic Steve started an IV on me and monitored my condition during my transport to the hospital. I would also like to mention that the Dunellen Fire Department also responded and helped safely carry me from my house to the ambulance. I would also like to recognize and thank my neighbor Luke Healy, who used his snowblower to clear a path for the first responders. Fortunately, I did not have a heart attack, but after a second visit to the hospital later in the week and testing, it was discovered I was experiencing SVT, where my heart rate was exceeding 200 beats per minute, and that condition is currently being addressed by my doctor. Thank you for all your professionalism and compassion during a scary moment in my life. I apologize for not remembering everyone's names, but my wife and I appreciate the rapid response and compassion shown by all the first responders in the extremely challenging weather conditions of that day. Sincerely, Rob Rintenberg. I would like to personally also extend my appreciation to the fire department, to the police department. As one of the EMTs that responded that day, I would not have been able to get that patient out without the assistance of the other first responders in this town. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Best, for sharing that. That's it? Okay, thank you. Administration, DPW?
Now, and just to echo, really appreciate Chief Smith, Captain Beavers, Lieutenant Doherty, Sergeant Goldman, working on the process of getting the cars off the street. It was really helpful. I mean, made a big difference on clearing the roads. We were able to get the streets clean quicker. I was on the north side and I came across 6 cars. It's a big difference. December, there was probably 300 cars on the street. So, and also to the residents, all the residents helping out by getting the cars off the street, very helpful. Lastly, Chief, make sure you put Chef in on the 204 one. That's about it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, great job, PD on that.
Yeah.
All 3 storms, the ticketing and everything, specifically the last one with the towing. You know, look, it sucks that we had to do that because nobody wants to take someone's property, but when you've been ticketed multiple times after 3 snow events, I think unfortunately we just have to do it. So we did it, and I think moving forward, that's gonna have to be the process.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and safe roads are more important than whether someone's car is left behind, so.
And obviously, Officer Condon was all over the place because he was the one who's getting a lot of cars off the street when he was with that. So he got a cape on that night because he was all over the place.
Oh, Mayor, can I just say one more thing? Because I thought about it. No, of course, he's behind the scenes, and I think he needs to be recognized. And that's Billy George in terms of getting out the alerts and the warnings to the residents about parking, about staying off the street. So just wanted to recognize.
That's a good point, and I recognize my failure to have brought him up. It's important to note. We have our public information officer who does a very good job on communication year round, but specifically during emergency situations or storms, is continuously putting out information. So you're right, good job,
George. Okay, no other departments in here. We're gonna open to item number 11 on the agenda, public comments. We just ask you please state your name and your residency, and we're here to answer questions, listen to your concerns.
Yeah, best again for 401 Madison. I just want to bring up something that came up in the school board meeting. They mentioned that there is state legislation being considered for being voted on that would require the municipalities to share a portion of all pilot program money with the school boards. I want to make sure that the council knows about that and what possible ramifications that could have to the town's budget.
Appreciate you bringing that up. I'm very well aware of it. I believe it's Senator Singleton's bill. I think there's assembly, I don't know, it's sister bill or partner bill. And I can tell you the New Jersey Conference of Mayors, the New Jersey League of Municipalities, and the New Jersey Association of Counties, both Republican, Democrat, and independent leadership oppose that bill. Because when you have a pie the school always gets their piece of the pie. The borough municipality is left holding the purse string with whatever cash is left in it. We levy the taxes, we send it to the taxing districts, and we're the last one to be holding on to anything that's left over. So property owner doesn't pay their taxes, we can be short cash flow in paying our operations. Pilot is a statutory, a legal statutory law that the state passed, a toolkit for municipalities to spur economic growth. And I can tell you we oppose that, at least I do personally, because the school gets their money regardless of whatever happens. So that bill is no good.
With the surplus that the school board claims to have, it seems to be something that I would be opposed to as well. So thank you.
Well, I can tell you this, we get $1.4 million in pilot revenue, right? We have about an $11 million budget, okay? And 1.3 or 4, I don't want to misquote myself, but how much is our health insurance raised over the past 2 years?
But 4 years, the last 4 years, it's gone up 84%.
So our health insurance has increased, I think, about $1.2 million. So think about that. You take out the 1.4 million. Where are we making that up?
Understood. I also want to, as a resident, just say that I have complained very often our high taxes, but I have noticed that in the last several years, the property taxes for my home have gone from $16,000 a year to 14. Thank you, guys.
We're trying to be very fiscally responsible with municipal budget. I know Facebook sometimes says otherwise, and they can certain people can ask for audits. We do audits annually. They're all public. We have our budgets reviewed by professionals, and it also goes to the local finance board and the DCA before approved. So the state has its eyes on it. So honestly, any increase in our budget is, generally speaking, statutorily obligations or salaries. I mean, and salaries come with healthcare. And so those are usually the increases that we have. We're not buying brand new this and brand new that, or capital improvement. Those are the three items that are usually what's in our budgets now if there has been an increase. And on average, we've only increased about $50, $60 per household over the last, since this administration's been here. So we try, but there was a time where Borough Hall was not open part of the time because most of the employees were part-time. And if you're going to have a government needs to function and operate and be open for the people. So we have staffed our offices appropriately where people can come in during the entire day and pay their taxes or visit the clerk's or registrar's office, go to the construction office. These other offices were not open all around. So I remember a time when they were only open 2 hours here, 3 hours there, and nobody was able to get to them. So I appreciate you recognizing that. Thank you, Mr. Best. Okay. Any other members of the public? Please state your name and your residency. And our budget will be presented in March, so save your questions there too. Come on, we got to outnumber Mr. Best. He's asked like 5 questions tonight. I kid, thank you for being here. Okay, so if there's no other comments or questions from the public, we'll can I have a motion second for item number 12, which is adjournment resolution 94.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandermark.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?